Tonight, girls basketball for the first time on the home court. We'll bring you a preview, but first, what happened on Monday evening versus Millbury? A big day, a doubleheader. The girls up first. The final score, the numbers and the points as they were out there competing on the gym in Assumption. Also, boys basketball in Westboro tonight, what we can expect from them. The team 1-1 after a loss to Millbury. Now, after that game, the team leaders in points, as well as what to expect as the season draws near in a big game next Tuesday night versus Tantasco. In other news, the boys hockey team, they're undefeated. How they've done since we last saw you, their 2 games, the goal scorers, the players from Shepherd Hill, making a big difference. Also, track and field are out and about on indoors this weekend, competing tomorrow. The team recovering this evening, getting ready for the big meet. What I'm hearing about their preparation for the meet, which will occur tomorrow. And in the national sports, the college football playoff is finally here. The buzz has been all around. Who do you got is the big question. But tonight, the first game, Oklahoma, Alabama. Can Oklahoma beat Alabama 3 times?
From the Sports Zone studios, this is Shepherd Hill Sports Zone with Cameron Simpson.
And hello everyone, thanks so much for being with us on this Friday. Thanks for being back with us, especially to our YouTube fans out there. Of course, those of you that watch us on YouTube, we're back today and we're hoping to get back for the rest of the season on our YouTube platforms, but you can always follow us on Instagram as well, at Shepherd Hill Sports Zone, no capitals. Now today we're all ready for the college football playoff, but we're all continuing to be ready for these winter sports, the boys basketball, the girls basketball team, girls at home this evening, both playing Westboro. Now, track will also be competing later this week, and we'll talk a little bit about the hockey team. But I want to begin tonight with the girls basketball team, who is ready to compete in their meet versus Westboro. Before we talk about that game, let's take a look back to see how they did earlier this week. Now, of course, we were off on Monday for Sports Zone because we were there to watch the game as they played at Assumption, and it was a big loss for the Rams, losing 35-29. They had 1 point, had this game all tied up. Millbury puts up 5 points at the end of the first. Shepherd Hill put up 7. It was 7-5. And then at the end of the second, it was 11-9. Shepherd Hill in the lead. They would let up 11 points in the third quarter and let up an additional 15 in the fourth, only scoring 11 in that fourth quarter for a final score of 35-19 Millbury. The leaders for Shepherd Hill, a 5-point game for Caitlin Sullivan, led her as a team leader. Kayla Paquette had 6, which led the team. The freshman Eliana Holland had 5 points. Riley Bowes with 2. Shaylee Zella 3. And 3 points apiece for Haley Paquette and Sarah Miller. So the Paquettes both leading the team in points. Now tonight the team is out and about and ready to compete against a Westboro team. Now this season Westboro has a record of 2-1 going against the 1-1 Rams. So one more game for the Westboro Rangers. The game tips off at 6:30 at the Shepherd Hill Regional High School gym. We hope to see so many of you there. We'll be there covering the game tonight. So if you can't make it, you can of course follow along on our Instagram page for up-to-the-minute updates. The boys basketball team also will travel to Westboro today to compete. But what happened against their big rivals for Millbury? We all know it. 2 compelling student sections going back and forth with each other, but the team ended up losing this one with their final score being 56-46 Millbury. That was Millbury's first game of the season, coming out 1-0. It was a 12-7 lead for Millbury at the end of the first quarter. They would put up an additional 13 in the second. The Rams right there, though, putting up 10. The game took a turn, though, in the third quarter. Millbury 12 points, Shepherd Hill 7. And a big fourth quarter for both teams. Shepherd Hill actually leading the points totals, but it was a little too late. With 22 points in the fourth, Millbury only 19. Final score 56-46. Millbury. The leaders for Shepherd Hill, 15-point game for Andrew Fasolo, 14 points for Tyler Heath, including 3 3-point shots. Jordan Tace and Marcus Mushiru both had 4 points in this one. Brendan Burns had 6, 2 points apiece for Eli Pollock and Ben Vickus. Now the team is in Westboro tonight for their first real road game of the year. Of course, that Assumption game counted as an expedition kind of neutral site. It wasn't an expedition, but a neutral site location. So tonight, for the first time, they'll be tested on the road against a Westboro team that this season is 0-2. So the Rams feel like they should go out there and compete hard. Now, we mentioned the boys hockey team, and that's where I go next with this story. They're undefeated, especially after playing unbelievable. They had their first road game the other day, but I want to start with their latest home match against Hopedale. Hopedale is 0-1 this season. The Shepherd Hill co-op with the Auburn Rockets was unbelievable in this game as well. In the first period, they were down 1-0, but then Lucas Tully, assisted by Max Sealy. Lucas Tully again getting yet another goal. The player has been off the rails lately, and he got yet another one in the second period. 3 straight goals for Lucas Tully adds up to be a nice hat trick. Now, Hopedale would bounce back again, but Declan Marley was able to score one more in the second period in the winding seconds, and Max Sealy, assisted by John Rochford, added to the list. The power play goal would be scored by Hopedale in the third, but it was too little too late. Kellen Looney in net with 3 goals against, but a good amount of saves. So a 5-3 win for the boys in that one, and then it was up for them on the road, where they played Blackstone Valley, and this was a grind of a game. Max Sealy, Lucas Tully connect in the first period to get a big lead, but then Blackstone Valley responds with 2 goals of their own. In the second, it was Colson Karen, assisted by Declan Marley, to get the Rockets right back in it. But Blackstone Valley scoring again. Trevor Resner had to get one down, assisted by Lucas Tully. And then we roll into the final period where Jackson Valloni scored, but it was Anthony Travato and Max Sealy with the assist. Travato here at Shepherd Hill. Kellen Looney had 22 saves, 3 goals against, and played the entire game for the Rockets. Right now, they stand with a record of 3-0 as they get set for next week's action. So very happy with the performance from the Auburn hockey team for sure, and so are their coaches, and so are the players that I've talked to. Speaking of talking to players, I've talked with some of our runners as they're expecting a track and field event this week. They're set to head out to Reggie tomorrow for yet another one. Almost everyone is getting in on the action. Their last meet, held last weekend, had some ups and downs, according to the players I've talked to. There was plenty of room for improvement, but they thought they laid a good base going into this game, this meet this weekend. They're hoping to continue to grow that base. You know, Tony Graves did not run in his last meet. He's expected to run this week, and of course is hoping to get a good score. There's some records out there that all these athletes want to go out and achieve. Finally tonight, the college football playoff is our national sports story. 4 games this weekend, 1 tonight, 3 tomorrow, and we're about to figure out who will go play in those coveted 4 bowl games. But first, it's Oklahoma at Alabama tonight. Oklahoma, the Sooners, are hoping to beat Alabama for the 3rd time this season, as the Tide is hoping to continue rolling as they get into the playoff here. Now, they had that little bump against Georgia, but tonight they'll have to overcome it with Simpson as their quarterback. All eyes on this one. It's at ABC at 8 o'clock this evening. And then tomorrow, Texas A&M versus Miami will be another interesting one as these 2 teams go out there and compete. Of course, JMU and Tulane will play Oregon and Ole Miss. So we'll be watching it very closely over these next few weeks, and we'll bring you the whole recap on Monday. Of course, we'll bring you the recap of the games tonight, and we'll see you on Monday. Our last episode before Christmas, and Christmas break is so close. Until Monday, enjoy your weekend, enjoy the games, and good night.
Thanks for watching Shepherd Hill Sports Zone, your place for Rams sports news.